Assalamu alaikum and welcome to day 7 of our How to Read Quran series, a program on the Quranology Institute's YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about beginning your Quranic experience and adding to it as you go along, so much so that you can start having a real connection with the text. And as I said before, the property of self-reference, the Quran's attribute of self-reference, this becomes your bulwark here. I mean, you can really rely on this to tell you exactly how to go about the process. And the way to do that is by looking at chapter 3, Ali Imran, verses 1 till 9. This particular passage will help you construct, will tell you about the process which will help you construct that link. So the verse which I think is the key verse here is verse 7, which is a really iconic verse if you think about it. And it goes, هُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابِ. It is He who descended to you al-kitab. Now al-kitab is usually translated as the book, but I take it as the writ, because that's the one thing, it's a literal meaning. Secondly, it's also implied by context, and I will explain to you what I mean by this. It continues, minhu, min al-kitab, from the writ, ayatun muhkamatun, signs which contain rules. Now, what are these signs which contain rules? Now, if you think about it, if you apply certain principles in your life, you will attain the corresponding result. Let's say if you lie to people, the result is you will not be trustworthy. That's simply a natural rule. And Quran gives you a set of explanation about these natural rules. And they become ayatul muhkamat when you observe them in your life. That's how you start constructing your picture of Quran. But that's not all there is to it. Let's begin from the beginning of the chapter. Sorry about this, the app has crashed on me and now it's back. So it begins with Alif Lam Mim. And I've explained on my website before what Alif Lam Mim means. I get that meaning from the actual functions of the letters in Arabic. Alif means to question, Lam is to focus or to tend towards something, and Mim is to enact something. I've already explained why I believe this. So questioning, focusing, and enacting. This is the beginning of Al-Baqarah, the previous chapter, and also the beginning in chapter 3, Ali Imran. So this process is absolutely crucial in understanding and also embarking on the process of Ali Imran. So it starts with Alif Lam Mim and it continues, Allah, La ilaha illahu, Al-Hayyul Qayyum. So Alif Lam Mim will bring about the state in which you see Allah and no other God but He, because there are false gods which you construct. But if you engage in Alif Lam Mim, these false gods will disappear. Al-Hayy, continuing the verse, Al-Hayy is one who gives life and is ever living. So Allah will be ever present in your life and He will give you life. Al-Qayyum, He establishes you, He puts you on your feet, qama, to be on your feet. And this is how, this is the end result of the Alif Lam Mim process. It continues, نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ وَأَنزَلَ التَّوْرَاةَ وَالْإِنْجِيلَ. And Allah descends to you, the reader, you, so you, me, anyone, Al-Kitab bil-Haq, a writ, the writ which is with the truth. And the Quran is Al-Haq, the truth. Hence, we will get that writ encouched in a Quranic statement. And it will confirm, مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ, that which is between its two capacities. It has the capacity to destroy us as well as the capacity to elevate us. وَأَنزَلَ التَّوْرَاةَ وَالْإِنْجِيلَ. Now this bit is a little bit controversial because I do not believe that Tawrat and Injil are books. I believe they are processes. And how did I come to this understanding? Have a look at chapter 48, Al-Fath, verse 29, which explains Tawrat as igniting or starting God's system. When I say igniting, I don't mean setting on fire. What it means is to turn the ignition, if you will, of God's system. And the word Tawrat comes from the word wara, which means to go beyond something. Hence, when you access and when you start this system, you will go beyond the reality and into the metaphysical connectivity with God. And the result of this will be Al-Injil. Al-Injil is to be verdant, Verdant. It's not a very common word, but it means to flourish in a very organic, botanical sense, to use a metaphor in that verse. So when God descends to you the writ bil-haq, in truth, it will confirm these capacities, and if you enact it, it will create that flourishing system. So God is actually telling you the end result of this process is not something destructive, but rather something flourishing or proliferate. And it continues, the chapter continues in verse 4, Min qablu hudan linnas wa anzala al-furqan. So before this process takes place, there will be the descent of al-Furqan. And what is Furqan? Furqan is the separation between what is right and what is wrong. So when you see this in your life and you can enact upon it, you turn the ignition of Tawrat by acting, and you will see the result, Al-Injil. So how does God use, what metaphor does God use to describe this? See verse 6, it says, هُوَ الَّذِي يُصَوِّرُكُمْ فِي الْأَرْحَامِ. It is He who perfected you in the wombs. Al-Arham here is in the specific form. It's a metaphor, which means that it refers to the context. And it is using the metaphor of the womb to thus show your development and growth. And you grow by applying and seeing the result of your application. It's that simple, really. So now we come to the iconic verse, and you will see that the building of the previous passage links to this, where it says, هُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابِ. It is He who has descended to you the writ. And there's no more bil-haq because you are already applying it. So hence your subjectivity comes into play. And once you see the ayatun muhkamatun in your life, you will thus see the rules in application and build a complete picture. Anything else but this are called mutashabihat, wa ukharu mutashabihat, as the ayah says. And if you follow the mutashabihat, i.e. you do not have the concrete proof of the muhammad, then you are simply following delusions. And God says your heart contains zayg. Zayg means to deviate from the right path, because you're not grounded in reality. And you should note that here it's addressing you. Alayka and alayka, twice it says alayka there. Why? Because when it addresses you, it means that it's your personal science, your personal experience. So you can't really say, if someone doesn't agree with you that he's a disbeliever or whatnot. Basically, it is your personal experience. Now, if you continue, the next verse it says is a dua or prayer which says, رَبَّنَا لَا تُزِغْ قُلُوبَنَا. Oh Lord, do not deviate our hearts. Meaning, if we are grounded in reality, we do not want to be taken off reality into the mutashabih. But إِذْ هَدَيْتَنَا, after you have guided us. Meaning, when you have ayatun muhkamat, you are being guided by Allah. Allah is showing you signs and moving you along. And The ayah continues, وَهَبْ لَنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً, and grant us from the presence of your rahmah. Rahmah, arham. Arham, wombs. Rahmah is your means of evolution. They come from the same word. So Allah is giving you His rahmah by guiding you along the path. You see? And then, finally, verse 9, it says, رَبَّنَا إِنَّكَ جَامِعُ النَّاسِ لِيَوْمِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. O Lord, you are the one who brings together mankind, the people, for a day in which there is no doubt. You see? So your individuality ultimately brings you to that collectivity. The only thing is, you need to take your experience and keep developing it until you come to that point where, where there is no doubt. And that is essentially the process of building your understanding of Quran and of life. So with that, I close this video, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for day 8, in which I talk about the one of the basic units of Quran, which is the kitab, which people call the surah, but I call the kitab, and I'll tell you why tomorrow. Many thanks for viewing this video, and I'll see you again soon, inshallah.